Hello, welcome back to Poorly Explained.
Gridman!
Baby Don Don, everyone. Baby Don Don.
We have been gone for a while. No. You guys have been watching our LPs and whatnot, or not. But yeah, we watched all of OG Gridman because we have to do things out of order.
It's fine. It could have been worse.
What, start with Dynazenon?
No, it could have just been, I watched this by myself and now I'm explaining it to you.
Well, that's essentially what did happen. This is you talking to all of us about Gridman is what I think.
You were like, no, you can't have all the Gridman to yourself. We gotta watch this.
Well,
and I'm like, fine. I won't rewatch it by myself, and I'll wait until.
Well, it made no sense for me to be like, yeah, we'll go watch all of Gridman, because you started doing all the Ultraman stuff, and then you're like, and then I guess some semblance of like, should we do this for Gridman? And then it's like, well, what, like, I should watch Gridman, because I've watched Quad S Gridman and Dynazenon. So it's like, alright, let's see what the source material is.
And oh boy.
And also, it didn't make sense for me to be like, yo, just watch it all again. I'm like, there needs to be something new to it.
Look, I'm gonna watch other things again. I gotta watch Orb again. And Rube.
Okay. I didn't realize you had any of those on the back burner. So.
Yeah, because I watched those years ago.
Oh, well,
I watched.
But that's years ago. I think it's
Gridman was years ago. Gridman was before Rube. Anyway, yeah. So this show is. There's this guy. His name's Condigifer. He makes friends with this 14-year-old outcast Takeshi.
Yeah, so Condigifer is basically what happens when you take Darth Vader and you Sentai him, but he's like,
and then you put him in a very, very sparkly bikini bottom
and a bed sheet. This man is ready for bed. That is just what he is. He is in his undies and his bed sheet. And yet at the same time, I actually do find certain things that he does. Like, he's not a bad design. There are just certain aspects of, like, when he's got his fists wrapped up in his bed sheet that he just looks like a fucking child. But I love his point. Like, his point when he, like, zaps things, even when he's holding the bed sheet, I think it looks cool. But then the metal bikini bottom is there, and you're just like, what? But anyway, I needed to describe Condigifer just a little bit. So yeah, he gets attached to a loser genius hacker, Takeshi.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, the main trio is building the junk.
It's always called the junk.
And it gets inhabited by the hyper agent Gridman.
He just shows up and is like, bad things are happening, I'm chasing down an evil guy.
And it's really weird because I'm pretty sure one of the guys, Ippei, designed Gridman. Like, I think he drew up the design for Gridman.
He might have.
And then Gridman just sort of possessed it and went, hey, I need one of your bodies. Come into the computer very awkwardly.
They show it for the first few episodes where it's very clearly like him just being awkwardly like lifted and put through the TV. Oh, and then they like fuse in the worst way possible.
They both do some flips and then they overlap.
Oh, they're not flips, they just spin the image.
Yeah, they
like a flip implies
they
like,
do a loop. They do some loops and then they do some ultra overlapping.
Yeah, not even doing the same pose. Like, it's goofy as fuck. And then a toy of Ultraman goes through
Gridman.
tubes. I'm sorry, Gridman.
You should be sorry.
It's made by the same people.
Do not insult my favorite Ultraman, Gridman.
I mean, considering some of the shit you've described to me, this is way better than any Ultraman you've tried to, like, show me. It's got some low points, but every single episode is the most petty nonsense you have ever dealt with.
Oh no, this grocer backed into me with his oranges and then everybody laughed at me. I'm gonna shut down every warehouse in Japan.
No one's gonna be able to get groceries because the distributor can't get their shit out.
Oh no, I've been sprayed with water. Time to poison the water in Japan. Everyone accept my terror gifts.
Then the child goes into the bathroom and gets knocked out. Even though the toilet... He didn't flush! He literally looks in and it's like, yeah, that's a good one. We made the joke about the terror dumps. Oh, God.
Then this dog barked at me. I must hack his smart collar and make him explode.
The dog actually explodes! Like, there's... I'll be honest. Doing a, like, play-by-play of every episode, first of all, shut up. That's way too much. We've been watching this for way too long. We're not going to remember a fucking thing. We're only going to remember the highlights. Second of all, it's always just, grr, I have been slighted by society. Time to do something stupid. Except for the one episode where it's Condigifer's ego.
Yes, we have uncovered the Japanese T-Rex, the strongest of all dinosaurs. I'll show you the strongest of all dinosaurs.
What? They call him the king? I'm the only king around here. I'll destroy the bones.
Takeshi, quick, hack the details. Make it look sad. Make it look sad and weak.
God, that was so dumb. Because they try and use the CG render of the dinosaur to make their Dino-Dragon robot.
Yeah.
Pretty dumb. And then, fuck, they made time go faster. They hacked time. They hacked a bunch of cash registers to explode.
When the credit card hits 0?
Then that specific register blows up.
They hacked the school system to have the evil learning.
Yeah. They stole a bunch of people's color, like their ability to see color. And for some reason that show thought that a guy screaming at his subordinates was somehow not an evil thing.
This was the 90s. It was much different.
Let's see. They, what other stupid shit have they done?
They hacked a mummy.
Yeah, we didn't go back and watch that episode. We ran out of time. But yeah, they hacked a mummy, and it thought that Yuka reminded him of the lady he served or something. It was fucking weird. They hacked everyone's dreams.
Yeah, they did that too.
Yeah, everyone had pillows. And
yeah, if you were hooked up to your smart pillow, you got put into the dream world.
They hacked a vacuum cleaner and made it shrink everyone and suck them up.
Only people who littered. Only people who were doing...
Yeah, that did happen.
They hacked a car and made it drive around town. That one was a special episode. It had the original Ultraman in it.
Oh yeah, because he was the executive or something.
Remember when they hacked music?
That was the one that I was trying to get to. They tried to hack music, and then a goofy, stupid-looking monster who's like the spirit of music came to fight them back, but then got turned evil. And a lady in a suit with the treble clef on it showed up.
She was the spirit of music. Or something.
Yeah, and then her sequel shows up in Quad S Gridman. For reasons.
There was an episode with fan thief Marty.
Yeah, he sells his security systems by breaking into other people's places, and he doesn't steal anything. He just leaves a note, I think.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I broke into your house. And then he shows up as the agent, like, hey, if you don't want Phantom Thief Marty breaking into your house again, you should get some cat-themed security.
Mm-hmm.
There was an episode where Takeshi drops his blueprints for a monster. And
it gets picked up by a college girl who turns it into a monstrosity.
I was actually talking about the one where he hid it in some porn, and there was a police officer.
Oh, right. There was a police lady who did like a reverse shoot.
Yeah.
That was weird. There was also the one that I mentioned, and it makes prank phone calls. It makes everyone call each other idiots.
And that's crossing the line.
It's too much.
That could have ruined several friendships.
I think it did.
Unlike the bioflower.
Oh god! It like sprayed people with pollen.
Yeah, too much pollen.
Like, you get the gist of it. It's extremely dumb, extremely petty. It's always caused by some slight to Takeshi, except for the dinosaur one. But like, Condigifer's an idiot. Takeshi is also an idiot.
And together, they're two idiots.
Pretty much. But yeah. So this whole thing was centering around like Condigifer wants to come out into the real world and rule humanity.
No, he just wants to plunge humanity into chaos. He only wants to come out in the second episode and the final episode.
Well, he wants to send a monster out into the real world in the second episode, but and you know what's sad? I still remember the first episode so clearly because of all the terrible effects of like all the shit floating around.
Yeah, no, it's really so they hack a hospital because the girl of the main trio didn't accept his Takeshi's love note that he never gave her.
Yeah.
Or like tried to give her. He just sort of like fumbled it, and then he's just like, I can't believe it. Hack the hospital.
I'll destroy the hospital.
Kill the children.
And yeah, so like the kids just sitting there while all the instruments of the surgical instruments just poorly fly around.
Yeah, some like scalpel.jpg flies around.
Yep, and that basically, it wasn't always that bad, but it was always that petty. And it never really improves.
No.
It is consistently stupid.
Yeah, no, you watch the first episode, you watch the last two episodes, you pretty much got the whole gist of the show.
Yeah, nothing of real significance shows up, except I think they slowly build the relationship between Yuka and Naruto, but that doesn't really go anywhere, so it doesn't matter. Since the villain only nebulously might have killed anyone, they forgive him.
Yeah, they're really easy on that one. Like,
planes crashed.
I was gonna say planes crashed.
Like at the very least, unless those planes were like taxiing and crashed, people died. Like that's just
no.
Unless they hit water, like maybe then, but like it's.
You know what? When they said planes crashed, I assumed planes crashed into each other.
I mean, yeah, but like, a plane crash can be just about anything. But most likely, people died, And as much as Takeshi is lonely, it's still not, I stabbed you with a box cutter, but look, Lord knows he tried.
I was going to say, he only tried to do that to one person, and that was his imaginary self, who was real.
A figment of his past, his past dream of who he would be.
Yeah, and he was the coolest guy.
He was so cool. He stopped something.
A mugging. I think some lady lost their purse, and he jumped over the guardrail and.
Well, he did that, but he also helped stop the real world problem. I think.
Oh right, he pulled off some watches.
Right, because the cop had the gun, and he's like, "Everyone, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry."
Yeah, and instead of leaving, all the people were just kind of like, "Wow."
Oh.
And then Takeshi's body double shows up and grabs him like, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, and then
we should watch and see where this goes.
And then he just fucking vanishes when our Takeshi tries to stab him with a box cutter because he was never real to begin with.
Maybe.
It's really weird because the main characters interact with him.
A lot of people interact with him. Especially that cop.
It's very weird. Because, when he goes to stab him, it's just baby Takeshi. Who really loved his nanny.
I think it's really funny we haven't brought up the episode where he, we literally just watched it. He hacked the police.
Oh, yeah.
And all because...
He hacked the Constitution, which is apparently the name of the computer system... as well as the Constitution.
Yeah, and he made crime legal. And the reason he did this is a cop was getting in his face because he was pissing in a park.
Yep.
It was real good.
Yep.
The episode starts off with Naruto's dad getting arrested for not speeding. And then they're like, This is why this is happening. It's just him I need to find a bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. I love this show.
It's definitely... It's so dumb. It's so dumb. They blew dogs up. A dog exploded.
Yeah. Yeah.
The show actually went there. And, there was nothing... We didn't see, dog limbs. The dog was... as far as we know, the dog was gone. And the explosive was in the collar.
Yeah, no, that's where you put your smart collars in 93.
And we just joked around that, because the collar was also meant to detect fleas, it'd be Mom, Dad, I think... Fuck. I think Rex has fleas. No, Timmy, get away! And it's beeping because it's gonna explode to get rid of the fleas.
I mean, hey, the fleas are gonna be gone. Dog's gonna be gone, but the fleas are gonna be gone. That's the important thing.
Oh man, and to be honest, it's always stupid. It's always even when Condigifer's God, you're an idiot. And then, zaps Takeshi a couple of times, and then kicks him out.
Get out of my house. What is mine? Get out of my house!
Yeah. And then, the weird Biolante tentacles start coming out of the television, and then, slowly, wiggle out of his apartment.
I don't need you. I can type on the keyboard all by myself. I'm a big boy.
Yeah.
And then, the monitors fucking distort. And the hard drive expands.
Yeah, it and it's got him on the screen, an enlarged screen with the tentacles just getting in the way, and then it project a Biolante-esque limb comes out and projects a hole into the digital world.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Condigifer was going to blow up an oven because it had its secrets. Takeshi comes in and is like, hey, this oven, it knows your secrets. You need to kill it.
I thought that had something to do... Oh, right, because he wanted to sabotage the cake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was another one where... he didn't actually... I don't think Takeshi actually lost anything of value. He just lost his porn stash. But he pretends that he lost something important in there.
Fuck, yeah, that sounds familiar.
I think Takeshi was more worried about the porn. Like, it was very clear. Like, there were a couple of times where Takeshi used Condigifer, like, faked him out.
Yeah, and then he gets electrocuted when Condigifer finds out that he's been used.
Well, not really. Actually, what tends to happen is that when Takeshi gets cold feet, Condigifer is like, you're evil now, bazap.
Yeah.
Like, that happens a few times. But, yeah, no, it's... Like, and the fights are bad. Like, they're just... He gets in there, and usually within 30 seconds, he's already flashing, and junk is exploding, and... And
then they send him the barrier shield.
It has, like, this fucking Nerf sword covered in tinfoil.
I mean, eventually they start sending him more useful things, and then then the fight turns into the useful thing does the job, and it's just like, why didn't we just start with this?
Yeah. But every so often they're like, barrier shield! Like, this isn't gonna help. It never does.
No, this is exactly what we need to take down the greatest evil. The barrier shield. Go get him!
I think one time it's actually good, but that's because he pulls the sword out of the barrier shield.
Yeah.
And then it turns into the grid sword after the music lady does a thing.
Yeah, and loses all his shield powers.
Yeah, the shield gets morphed with the sword, so he loses the shield, and it's like, the most useful thing about the barrier shield is gone now.
Yeah, but look at his sword. It looks like an inactive dual disc with a blade coming out of it.
Yeah, it really does.
They were ahead of their time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what else to really say about this, but,
I mean, we can throw numbers at it.
there's nothing to... No.
We're not
throw numbers. This
we're
is poorly explained. We don't throw numbers.
This isn't poorly explained.
You literally said this is poorly explained.
No, this is caught in the rift of let's talk about anime and poorly explained.
But it's not anime, so...
It might as well be.
It's not. We watched the Gridman anime.
Alright, we'll throw the Cornzilla numbers at it.
No. Like, do you want to?
No, not really.
Yeah, that's what I
the
thought.
The numbers are arbitrary.
Like, I don't want to rate the monster designs. They're all horrible.
No, there was one that was good. I don't know which one, but there was one.
There was the...
It was the one with the pomp.
There was the one with the pompadour who also had, like, bubblegum snot when he was sleeping.
Yeah, he had a nice little punk coat.
Made out of flesh.
Yeah, I know.
Don't worry about it.
It was really good.
He had a chain. He had a gold chain that he fought with. He was definitely one of the more interesting ones. There was also Chinnigan, who lost his chin in translation. That was sad. I was so excited.
That was really sad because the 3D model of him was...
It was bad, but...
It was so awful, but I wanted to see it, like, actually real, and then it just turns into, like...
Yeah, Condigifer ruined it. Like, he turned... It just wasn't interesting anymore.
Yeah, no, like, 9 times out of 10, the monster was just, like, a biped lizard.
I mean, a couple of times it was quadruped, but, you know, it turns into a fucking... Anguirus situation where they're on their knees, and so their back feet are like flopping behind them because it's a dude on his knees.
Yeah, it's really good.
But yeah, no.
And then there's Shinobuler, who showed up like 3 times for some reason.
A lot of monsters got reused because they got like mecha versions.
Yeah, mecha version.
Let's say quote unquote.
I put some armor on it. Mecha.
But yeah. Yeah, it was what it was. I adore the King Gridman power pose where it's supposed to be like the camera is like below him, but it's just like squished up top and stretched on the bottom like way too much. So good.
Yeah.
No,
I'm to be honest, I'm glad you got to experience this with me. I'm glad this wasn't a traditional poorly explained, because I think a lot of it would have been lost in translation.
well, it was lost in translation because you would just send me like condig for laughing superimposed over
Over the supermarket.
Yeah, and it's like, what is happening? And meanwhile, what's actually happening is that everyone's afraid because there's not enough food, and condig for just laughing at all the puny humans.
I'm just saying it probably would have gone pretty poorly if I tried to explain the episode.
I mean, to be fair, it would have turned into like what we're doing now, where it's like, this is what happened. Yeah, that's stupid. Dogs exploded. A vacuum cleaner pursued people. Chased them down.
That was the most beautiful episode, because, like, you can tell it was just a cutout of the...
It's just a picture of it, moving.
And they just, like, slide that shit across the screen. Kids will love it.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, it's...
Well, everybody. Baby Don Don. Baby Don Don.